Hello and welcome to another video. Today we're taking a look at something that's actually pretty exciting to me, and that's a DisplayPort 2.1 cable that's actually 6.6 feet or 2 meters in length. This is a little bit more advanced for me as a guy who specializes in building custom budget PCs, and I'll get into that in a second, but this is a great way for me to future-proof my test bench setup. So Silkland was nice enough to send me one for testing, even though I don't specifically have what I consider to be the right test setup. As a side note, if you want a more specific video, I can link to a hardware unboxed review down below and definitely go check that out. That's going to be a lot more detailed and precise than what I can offer. So before we take a look at the physical cable, let's actually take a look at my test bench and I'll go over the limitations that we're facing today. So over to the test bench, you can see that our Silkland DisplayPort cable is plugged into our GPU. And the GPU today is a Yeston RX 7900 XTX Sakura Sugar card with 24 gigabytes of GDDR6 memory. The design of the card is very loud and actually kind of cool. Anyway, the reason why I chose this is because it actually does have 3 times DisplayPort 2.1 ports on the card, and I don't have access to any NVIDIA 50 series cards. It is what it is. That's installed onto a MSI B650M Bomber Wi-Fi motherboard with a lower end Ryzen 5 8400F CPU, and this would be a 80 plus gold certified Seasonic Prime GX 1300 watt power supply that is modular. And as I noted earlier, one of the main limitations we're facing today is the monitor. And the model name is an LG 27GL83A 27-inch Ultra Gear QHD 1440p IPS gaming monitor with G-Sync compatibility. It's served me quite well for various test benches and lots of YouTube videos. I use this as the primary testing monitor. But because it is a 2K 144Hz monitor, we're not exactly testing the full capabilities of this Silkland DisplayPort cable. But here is one positive. Just after plugging it in, you can see we're sitting at 144Hz. Previously with a DisplayPort 1.4 cable I was using, we were only reaching about 143.3 Hz. So it's kind of a nice feeling that natively we are reaching the correct refresh rate of the monitor. Okay, let's get this thing opened up. There's our DisplayPort VESA certified tag right there. Just some more reassurance, I suppose. And according to the website, we have 24K gold-plated connectors, triple shielded 28 AWG tin copper conductors, and a rugged nylon jacket for stable high-speed signal and corrosion resistance. Indeed, the cable itself does feel pretty nice and the material does seem very sturdy. And as discussed earlier, due to my limitations, I'm lucky that it is backwards compatible with DisplayPort 2.0 and 1.4. And because the cable is rated at 80 gigabits per second bandwidth, I think I'll have no problem reaching the proper frames per second in games with my test bench. Now that you know a bit about the hardware I'm using and the limitations that I'm facing testing out this Silkland DisplayPort cable, well, let's transition to some gameplay examples and at least show off the efficacy of this DisplayPort cable and also what kind of performance you can expect from a setup like this. So the gameplay footage doesn't reveal any startling news, however, I did find a bit of a difference with the DisplayPort 1.4 cable and the DisplayPort 2.1 cable, but I judged it was so minimal that if I didn't do this work so often, every day, every week, I maybe wouldn't notice any difference at all. And it's probably important to note that although we're dealing with a graphics card with a DisplayPort 2.1 port, a DisplayPort 2.1 cable, I believe the buck stops at the monitor where it only supports 1.4. So we can't really expect any heightened performance necessarily, but we do know that we're reaching peak performance with this setup in particular, for whatever that means. So even though I'm not really the target demographic for using a DisplayPort cable like this, a big shout out to Silkland for sending it to me anyways. I'm really happy to test it out, and I'm even happier to have one for myself. If anything, I really appreciate having a cable that just natively goes to the proper refresh rate that my monitor supports. And once I upgrade my test bench to a 4K display, I'll be ready because I have the applicable cable. I should also point out that in Canada, on Amazon.ca, we're seeing a price of $34.99 for one of these cables, which is $38.38 after PST and GST in British Columbia. I'm probably going to pick up another one or two, just because that's a pretty decent price, and I'm really satisfied with the results. As for purchasing a 4K 240Hz monitor to support this particular cable, well, I'm probably going to wait a little bit longer for that. So thanks a lot for checking out my video. I suppose all I have to say now is that Silkland seems to be the brand to go for this particular type of cable. And really go check out that hardware unbox video for better detail than what I can offer. If you did happen to check out my video though, I really appreciate it. And leaving any feedback in the comments below is appreciated, just be nice about it. I know I didn't cover everything that there is to cover or all the technical details that you could go over. So if you have something to share along those lines, that would be awesome. So maybe go pick up one of these cables for yourself and try it out. I think you'll be happy. Have a good day.